Man raped because of AI. Today on Strikeout Beer.
It's so cold.
You seen that?
I heard it.
Dude, insane. Oh my gosh, dude. And we're live. Welcome to Strikeout Beer, episode number 279. With your pals, Alan and Kibasabi. How you doing, buddy?
I'm Kimasabi.
You're Kimasabi, that's right.
It's an endearing comment. It's like pal, buddy.
It's
whatever.
Yeah. It's met with nothing but love and respect.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because I don't handle hostility well.
No, but you sure do. We'll talk about this here in a little bit. You're carrying a lot of hate in your heart right now.
Why?
And I need you to let it go.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
This will help. It won't help because there's no alcohol in it.
It's not going to help at all. That's a lie.
Tonight, we are having Brooklyn Brewery Special Effects Non-Alcoholic Variety Pack. We have this every year since we started Dry January. You have 4 different beers. This is my favorite 12-pack. And I'll tell you, or variety pack. And you already know why. Because you get 4 beers in a 12-pack. You get, or in the variety pack.
3 or 4.
Yep. I like 3 by 4s. And not 4x3s, or is it the other way around? It's one of the two. Anyways, you have a Pils, a Hoppy Amber, a Hazy IPA, and an IPA. So we're going to get after this and get going. So, again, this is our last week of Dry January. This is the beer that we're...
Next week is the 31st.
Yep.
And we said, screw it.
Yeah. We got plans next week.
We got stuff.
If you're part of the Patreon, you already know what we're going to have. Patreon.com/strikeoutbeer. You also get some extra episodes, chugs, jugs, fails, all kinds of stuff. So appreciate everybody who was a part of that. Coming up here in about 30 minutes, folks. 30 minutes. We're going to be joined by Let's Go Buddy, Mr. Ed France, and Old School Wizard, Mr. David Sprague. We're going to talk a little Falcons.
Championship weekend. You got the divisional championship rounds this weekend.
Falcons.
And we've got...
One of those stupid birds.
They're the same thing, right?
Ravens.
Falcons. Ravens. What's the difference?
I don't know.
I don't think there's a difference. They're both black birds, right?
Oh, geez. I didn't know.
No, I'm just saying that's what color they are.
Oh, all right.
I mean, if they're both bluebirds, I'd say they're both bluebirds.
Weird.
I mean, it's just
so
science.
Why are you being so weird?
Why are you being so weird?
All right,
why you got to make a thing out of something that's not a thing?
So we got the AFC Championship, the Ravens versus who's the other team? The Chefs. The Chefs. And then later tonight, special guest again. 3 special guests in one night. I didn't even know we could pull this kind of crap off. Snowman from Snowman in the Morning on YouTube and known other places for other things. So go check him out.
He's doing like a college basketball game right now. That's why he's joining us later.
Yeah,
is because he's doing women's college basketball. And he's like, as soon as I'm done with that broadcast, I'm jumping on. So,
cheers, everybody, real quick.
Mazel, good things.
There we go. What's up, guys? Cheers. What's up, Jason? How we doing? The podcast community's in the house. Melton's in the house. Melton, I got, you know what? I enjoyed that cigar so much, I went and got Alan one for his birthday.
Oh, dude, I got it down there. I can't wait.
So, but the late show or the when Snowman joins us, it's going to be to preview the NFC Championship game between the San Francisco 49ers and Detroit Lions. So it's pretty much NFL night, right? We're at the end of the season. It's almost sad at this point, right? Where I looked at Lizzie the other day. I go, it's Monday night. What are we doing, man?
What are we doing with our lives?
What's going on with life? And it's so damn sad because we really only have 2 more weeks of football. I don't count the Pro Bowl. No one cares, right? And
I mean, I like that they do like the skills competition and stuff like that.
That's
now,
cool,
right? I think
it's
that's
better than it
cool.
used
to be. Flag football's okay. I like watching the highlights from that because you'll have 1 or 2 guys who get a little bit too froggy and level someone, right?
Who was it? Jalen, whatever. He took a shot at Tyreek Hill last year or something like that as Tyreek Hill slows down to hand the ball off to Jamar Chase, if I'm not mistaken, and he getting drills him. I'm like,
and some of it is it's the natural reaction, right? Because I think one of them, the guy was like right there by the end zone. He's trying to stop him from getting in the end zone, and it's just kind of that natural reaction just to lay a shoulder into him. But
bro, you could just chill out and be cool. You could do it. Trust me. It can happen. So, anyways, just a quick little change here. Now, Let's Go Buddy is going to be joining us via the feed. You'll see him here. Old School, he's going to be calling in. So we're gonna have audio only. So hopefully he's at a bar where it's really loud,
right?
You know what I mean? And he's like, hollering at a bartender or some shit, and just gets out of hand.
You just hear him yelling, "Hey Toots," or something like
hey,
that.
Hey,
right?
Sugar Britches, get on over here. I tell you what, we've had him on the show multiple times. Sometimes he remembers it, sometimes he doesn't. And it's when he doesn't remember, that's when we have the most fun because he's just wandering around his house. You know, he was doing the camera. He just kept the phone in front of him, walking through his house. I'm going to go get me a beer. And you see him walking down the steps. I feel like I'm watching like Blair Witch Project.
Shout out to Jason Dennison. He just sent us a picture.
Oh,
He's
nice.
rocking his Strikeout Beer shirt with his pint glass with our sticker on his door behind him.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Cheers.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate it.
I like that. We do have some shirts to get out, and then that'll be the end of the shirts for a while. We're running behind right now.
What's up, Lizzie?
Either getting sizes or getting shirts in general. Lizzie's slammed, and she's the one that makes the shirts. So,
Right.
it is what it is.
She's slammed with paying customers.
Yeah. When we sit there and we're half cocked giving away shirts all night, it doesn't really impact us very much because we can just buy the shirts.
Like, hey.
But Lizzie's like, hey, nutsacks, knock it off. So, okay, all right, that's fine. I'll knock it off.
You're like, look, you're not my real dad. Okay?
You're not my real dad. You're not my mom either. So just leave me alone. Jesus, get off my back.
Get off my back, man. Come on.
How was your birthday?
It was pretty good.
Yeah?
I didn't really do anything. It was nice.
No
shit.
shit,
Just
yeah.
kind of ran around and
We could have been running around
easy,
in Vegas, in the desert, looking for hookers and cocaine.
Yeah.
And you were like, no, man, you know what? I'd rather not do that. So I want to know what exactly you wanted to do other than go to Vegas with me.
It wasn't that, it was just, hey, things happen. But yeah, no, just kind of took it easy. Ran around, did like just went and did a little shopping and stuff like that.
Little on the clock stuff.
Yeah, just, but it didn't actually work, which is the first time, yesterday and today. I was off work today too.
Mm-hmm.
And typically when I'm off work, I'm doing for my main job, I'm doing other jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't do any of that. I just didn't. I listed a few things on eBay, but that's about it. Outside of that, I just kind of chilled and relaxed, and it was nice.
Sounds incredibly boring.
It was,
we could have been peeling him back right there in Vegas, right on the strip, just doing, just.
Oh man, yeah. I won $15 on a scratch off I got for my birthday, and I was like,
nice.
Man, I'm gonna go spend this on blow. And she kind of looks at me, she's like, really? I was like, you're right. That's kind of cheap blow for $15.
Yeah, you're getting baking soda.
Yeah.
So my question, I thought about this yesterday, and this is, every time so last year I was in Vegas for the Super Bowl, right? And every time I'm in Vegas, what do you want me to do?
Throw some money down on the lines.
Exactly. So do you have that ticket?
I do.
Snowman, it's way early, man.
It's super early.
We're going to bring you in about an hour. So you still got it?
I still got it.
Because I went look, I go, damn it, did I give it to him this time?
You did.
Sometimes it just sits in the safe.
It's in my office in one of a couple places. I was thinking about it earlier today. I was like, I got to locate that ticket.
Did we put it in a baggie? I don't know if I put it in a baggie or not.
And I can't remember if we just bet on that or if I also bet on the conference as well. I can't remember.
It might have been one of the first years.
I might have done both.
Yeah.
So I've got to find them. I know they're in my office and they're in one of a couple places. They were in my backpack and I took them out of my backpack because I was using it for something and I didn't want anything to happen to them.
Yeah.
And so I set them somewhere in my office and I think it's in one of my drawers or there's a little section where I have receipts and stuff like that.
It also reminded me that I like to place a bet on the Texas Rangers every year when they're getting.
Except for you didn't this last year, did you?
I don't know because I haven't went in there and looked yet because I was going to go in there and look for your stuff, but I was like, that's exactly where I keep mine. So I'm like, because I bet them every year to win the division and win the World Series because you get great odds, right? It's like 25,000 to 1.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, but at the beginning of the season for the Lions, I think they were plus 2,500. And so if you threw a 10 spot down on that, and then I don't know what it was to win the division.
I think it was 250. I think it was plus 250 or
plus
something.
250?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because they were actually 7th best odds to win the Super Bowl this year at the beginning of the season.
At the beginning?
At the beginning, yeah. But this was actually I actually hadn't placed a bet the last several years because you hadn't been going because of COVID.
I've been going. I went during COVID. We were that first year of COVID, my 40th. That's where I was.
The last couple of years, I didn't place a bet the last couple of years, and this is the first year in a couple of years that I placed the bet.
Oh, okay.
So
there you go. You're back on it then.
Back on it, and then you know what? I feel all right.
Yeah, you got to check and see if y'all won the division or not, or if you placed a bet on that, because that's already money in the bank,
right? Yeah.
So they got. I don't think I bet. You know what I thought about though? I was like, oh man, I bet the Rangers to win the World Series. I was like, damn it, if I bet for them to win the division, they crapped out the last damn day of the year. You know what I mean? Like, damn it. Oh, we got Kentucky on there. All right, real quick, what are we drinking? Did I say the Pilsner?
Special Effects IPA.
Oh, the IPA.
Yeah, IPA is what we got going right now.
What do you think?
It's pretty good. It's not. We drink this every year during dry January, and I enjoy it. It's a nice non-alcoholic option. It doesn't come with that watered down taste that you get with a lot of your non-alcoholics.
Yeah. And that's what I think one thing they've definitely stepped their game up, a lot of these breweries and stuff like that, because that's kind of been the feedback, right? Be like, hey, it tastes like just watered down hop water or something like that, you know? And there's a difference between hop water and a watered down beer and seltzers and everything else. I mean, it's crazy how like this, I mean, it's just got that aftertaste that just sits back in the back of your throat, but that's about it.
I will say I'm driven a little crazy by White Claw. Kind of sent me off the edge a little bit, right? Because they're advertising it as non-alcoholic seltzers.
Yeah, yeah.
So you mean they're just seltzers?
That's what they said.
Like, why do you have to advertise them as non-alcoholic seltzers?
Because they're an alcoholic brand.
Right, but
so you don't understand that?
I understand. It
didn't click until I just said it.
No, you just list them as seltzers and put them in the water section.
No. They're not a basic water brand. You don't put this stuff or like whatever in them.
Well, this is non-alcoholic beer, though.
Well,
I'm just
I'm
saying.
telling you.
Yeah, but non-alcoholic seltzers are already thing. It's called a seltzer.
Yeah. But this is a alcoholic brand. That's why. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Yeah, you and like 40 other nerds on the internet like lost your shit. I'm like, it don't even make any sense, man. I'm like,
I mean, it makes sense. I'm just like,
all I can think about is the
doing?
SpongeBob with the caveman face. That's all I can think about when you morons talk about that stuff.
You know what? You're a moron.
I'm just like, God, it's the dumbest shit ever. Well, next to this guy, what the fuck is this guy up to?
I don't know.
If you're wondering, we got TBS right now.
I thought they were going to do the wheelbarrow race there for a second.
We got AEW wrestling on TBS right now on one channel. And then we're watching the Auburn-Alabama game. Yeah, we're not much wrestling nerds, but we like it about 8 o'clock. See, Snowman's going to catch me when I like kind of check out because I'm going to be busy. That's going to be freaking great. Hope he's calling that game. Are you private messaging people?
Yeah. Well, I'm sending a little quick message here.
All right. Face-to-face interview tonight. Timeless Tony Storm and what the hell's her name? Deanna Perazzo. Yeah, dude. I'm here for that. So didn't do anything for your birthday. Dude, you know, when I brought it up, you know, you're like, well, and I understand why you said it. I mean, I got it. I understand. Oh, we got something right here. What do we got from Breaking? Oh, wait, is there
breaking news? Sting has been kidnapped. The police have no lead.
God. He comes in with some good ones. Just wait. Him and Billy Joe just push the show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're the ones here doing.
They carry the show.
Yeah,
there is no show without them.
There's 85 jokes, and then what do we?
It's like Why Today Doesn't Suck, right?
Oh, okay.
It's best when line 4 guy chimes in, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's all good. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Let's get after it. We got 15 minutes before we bring in. We're going to bring in Old School Wizard and Let's Go Buddy here in 15 minutes.
So real quick, you want to talk about the tease at the beginning of the show?
Yeah, you were talking about something that was quite hilarious. Actually, not funny at all. Not funny. It was the joke you said before that. You said I got something real funny to say, and then you break in with that. So,
but
this is not funny.
This is not funny at all. So
it's quite tragic.
A man in Houston. This happened in Houston.
Debatable. Yes.
He went to go get, I think it was his license renewed.
Yes.
And ended up getting arrested. And so there was a store that got robbed back in October.
Mm-hmm.
And the store, they're part of, aren't they part of like Macy's or something? I can't remember the name of the store.
I don't know.
But I think that has something to do with Macy's because Macy's is being sued in this as well.
Oh,
or as a Sunglass Hut or something
Sunglass Hut,
right?
Yeah.
And they got robbed. And this store, they used AI technology,
so cutting edge,
to identify this man.
Yeah.
And this guy's been in trouble before, like 20 years ago. There's a mugshot from, I actually think it's been more than that, from like 1991. He got in trouble for something.
It's like 30 years.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the AI technology matched the picture from their cameras to his mugshot.
Yeah.
And they turned that into the police. They're like, hey, you can stop your investigation. We found the guy.
Oh, my God.
Here he is. Here's who he is. So he goes to renew his license. It flags something. Next thing you know, he's getting arrested. And he's like, what's going on? I don't understand why I'm getting arrested.
Yeah.
He doesn't just get arrested. They send him to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he actually goes to jail. Well, he finally finds out like the time frame and all. She's like, no, it couldn't have been me. I was in California. Mm-hmm. Had an alibi. Just so happened to have like a provable alibi.
No kidding.
That's the thing.
Right.
Like if it was me, I'd be like, man, I was in my office listing things on eBay. You know, they're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Well, they could have found that out. You know, timestamps and stuff like
still,
that. But
you know,
imagine all the times that you don't really have one. Like you're out walking or something like that, and no one knows what the hell.
Like the guy, there was that. Remember that documentary on Netflix about the guy that went to the baseball game with his kid, and he paid for everything with cash and all that. So there was nothing tying him there. And luckily, Curb Your Enthusiasm was filming.
Oh yeah,
and he just so happened to walk by, and they just poured through hours of footage, and just so happened to find him.
Oh my god!
But this guy, he went and he was in jail, and the day before he gets out, a gang there takes him to the bathroom, beats the crap out of him, steal the man's virginity, and then gets out the next day.
Isn't that crazy?
Falsely accused, and so now he's suing for.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously, right?
I mean, if it's me, now can I enter?
Yes, please.
If it's me,
if it's you,
I'm suing everybody.
If it's you, they wouldn't have been rape. It would have been willing. You'd been like, let's go, guys.
And then I'm getting a turn. You know what I mean? No, I'm suing everybody I can, and everybody from A to B, B to T. Anybody that had anything to do with me being in there, I don't give a shit if it was the bailiff, the judge. I'm suing everybody, and the businesses,
everybody,
AI, whoever created AI,
it's
all that
taking
shit.
it down.
And then I'm requesting that the 3 people that did that are fucking like killed.
Yeah, and they told him, they're like, hey, look, don't say anything because if you do, we're going to kill you.
Yeah.
So we had to wait until he got out.
Yeah, get out. And now.
Yeah. But yeah, Jason, did you guys see the video of the Oklahoma highway trooper get blasted away from that car that got hit? It happened the other day. No, I hadn't seen that. I have to check that out, though. But yeah, dude was in there the day before he gets out. He gets the living crap. Like, apparently he's got like some permanent damage that was done to him. And not to mention, I mean, you're a part of a unwilling gangbang.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, they need to kill him. And I mean, I'm not saying inject him with. I'm saying like fucking do something crazy, like firing squad, or we're gonna go old school or something like that.
Have like a gorilla take him on.
Yeah, fucking throw him in
a gorilla pit.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he stood up and walked away. Gee whiz. Yeah. But yeah, no, for me, that's the kind of shit we need to eliminate. Lizzie always says, like, she goes, you know how insane you sound? I go, no, we just need to eliminate people who don't belong and don't deserve to be in our society anymore. You know what I mean? And those 3 people don't belong. But yeah, that whole thing with that dude, oh my God.
Dude, I was listening to that and I was like, this is insane.
I would have already killed myself.
Like
I would have fucking killed myself if I would have, like.
But the crazy
I'm not going to jail.
Here's the crazy part. So like all this goes down. And like I would love to see like a documentary on this. There's going to be a documentary made, right? Yeah. You know, Netflix is going to make one, or Hulu or HBO or whoever, because I really want to see like the whole process of it, right? Like, this guy gets arrested based off AI technology and gets put in jail. And
no one can just like put 2 and 2 together and be like, oh, well, we might have the wrong guy or some shit.
How is that
a robbery, right?
How is that not part of like the first thing that happens? Like you get
some due diligence?
This robbery that happened on this date, and the guy's like, whoa, hold on. I was in California. Okay, hold on. Let's verify it. We're going to hold you in a holding cell in the local police department until then. Oh, look, it checks out. Cool. You don't need to go to real jail.
Yeah. No shit.
Right? Like,
yeah, Whiskey, I'm with you.
I'm down watch crime rates go way down.
But yeah, that whole thing, like, you're right. Like, you know what? When you watch these cop shows or you watch these documentaries or whatever, the fucking cops are so sure of themselves. Like, no, we got the right guy. There's no way in hell. I don't know.
But they didn't even do the work.
That's what I'm saying.
They got it from the Sunglass Hut.
Yeah.
Like, I don't trust anything I get from the Sunglass Hut.
Just maybe peruse the films. Maybe take a look at it and be like, I don't know, man. Well, and then of course he's saying he's like 3,000 miles away from there at the time. Maybe let's look into it. No, we're going to throw you in federal pound your ass prison or something.
Literally, pound your ass.
While you're fucking waiting, whatever. Jesus Christ, man. Like they should get rid of. I'm telling you, they should. Everyone's on trial at that point.
I'm suing everybody and everything, and I'm gonna own the AI.
Yeah,
it's gonna be. Actually, I don't want to own the AI because
sucks.
That AI sucks.
So the worst shit ever.
I'm gonna own it and I'm gonna shut that shit down.
Yeah, there you go.
So that doesn't happen to someone else. But Dude, I mean, listen to this story, and I'm like, this is insane. Like,
it's terrifying is what it is.
It is like, and that's something like because of like some of the stuff that we've watched, like there's that whole one where it's like all these people are innocent, you know?
Oh,
that was it. Dude, I'm definitely afraid of getting arrested for like the wrong thing.
Of course. The government has put a healthy dose of that in everybody's system.
Like I had a brake light out and I got pulled over for it, and I'm like, I hope I don't go to jail.
You didn't have the gun pointed towards the door?
No.
Oh, buddy, I'm not getting out of the car.
I didn't get out of the car. Comes over, he's like, you know why I pulled you over? Yeah, I got a brake light out. Says it right there. He's like, all right, you got your license and your insurance. He's like, yeah, I got my license. I got to pull my insurance on my phone. I don't have the card in here.
Yeah, no.
He's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll just look it up. Why are you asking? Why
me
do they even ask anymore? Like, I don't even understand. But I'm just like, and he goes back there, and he's back there for a minute, and I'm like, I hope I'm not getting arrested for something I didn't do. Like, that's a legit thought that goes through my mind all the time.
Yeah,
because it happens all the damn time. Like, I don't know, man. Just
I'm terrified. I'm always scared. I live my life in just fear,
just nonstop
fear. I'm sweating right now just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Fucking terrifying.
Because, I mean, how many fat, white, bearded guys are out there?
Billion.
I'm one of a billion. Yeah. If they arrest me, I'm going to make sure I break the law so everyone knows I'm guilty of something, damn it. Well, that's the problem. I'm not gonna make it in jail, okay? I'm not gonna do well.
I'm not making it
I'm
to
too
jail.
pretty.
I'm not making it to jail. I'll tell you that. There ain't no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like, there's no... I'm sweating so nervous right now. Just thinking about it. Because, you know, you get in there, now your whole life's changed. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden you're making shivs out of toothbrushes and shit just to defend yourself.
It's the first thing I'm doing.
There's some video, some asshole that was, like, breaking the light fixture in there. He goes, I got to make a new knife. What do you mean a new one? Like, you know, the guy that's sharing a cell was like, fucking... I'm like... You just got to start killing people.
And hopefully I got a little bit of time to research how to make toilet wine before I go in there.
I want some hooch, damn it.
I need some damn toilet wine.
God, it's so fucking gross. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. RD, you're not taking a meat alive cup. I'm telling you right now, I'm not. I can't. I just can't. I fucking
it's not going to go well.
Sweating. It's
not.
All right. Are we almost there? Did we even make it to 7:30?
No, I mean, we still got to wait for old school.
No. I got to call him. I'm going to call him whenever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Hey, did you see the little NFL news real quick?
Yeah, what do you got?
Did you see Tyreek Hill is getting a divorce?
Already? Jesus.
Been married for 2 months.
God, it was love, I swear.
Although he came out and said, no, we're not getting a divorce. And everyone's like, well, these court documents that we have access to that we can see.
It's called public record.
Say otherwise.
So he's not getting a divorce, but he's getting a divorce?
Right. He's like trying to be like, no, I'm not getting a divorce. I don't know where you guys get that information from.
2 months.
Let me show you these court documents here.
2 months. He probably didn't even know. Did she file? She's probably the bitch that filed and didn't tell him about it. You know, but it's the offseason. He's got nothing to do.
But, I mean, they've been together for forever. That's the chick
time.
He's got a few kids with. Now he's also... apparently, there's 2 other girls out there right now that are claiming he's the dad.
Oh, shit. That's right. Okay, that's what it is.
And then just so happens, like, right after that was when his kid set the house on fire.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
No, she did it and blamed the kid.
You know, I was actually going to bring up engagement and marriage today because, like, a coworker I overheard she got engaged recently. And I was like, no shit. I go, man, last time we all went to happy hour, man, she wasn't even dating anybody. Like, how fucking quick was that? I'm like, and I was like, Jesus Christ, that's got to be, you met within, it can't be more than 3 months. I swear to God. It's like,
nonsense and deep thoughts. What's going on?
What's up? I swear to God. So I'm like, well, how soon is too soon to get engaged? I mean, you're about to tie your... Now, nowadays, marriage is kind of a fucking joke to some people, you know, but some people, it's like a real deal. You know what I mean? Like, you're there for the long haul, or, you know, this is a person that you intend to at least spend some time with.
Right. I got a buddy that friends with for a long time, and his parents, they went on a date the day before his dad got deployed. And he went on the date, and he decided on that date and proposed on the first date.
Yeah, because they didn't think he was coming back anyway.
And he was like, and she said yes.
Yeah. And
when he came back, they got married, and they've been married 50 years.
That gives you something to live for, I guess, while you're over there, right?
But yeah, it's just, I don't think it happens as much now as it used to back then. Like, I think that's something that used to happen a decent amount. So
That's
this is the pills.
Okay.
This is the pills that we got going on.
Yeah.
So
looks good.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Mazel, good things.
Here we are. Yeah, it looks like a pills. I think I've had this one. I think I had it on the show or something like that.
That was good.
But yeah, so I was like, I heard that. I go, Jesus Christ,
What's up, Elstad?
For me, it was like, I don't know, years before I proposed, and then it was like maybe a couple more years before we got married. I don't know, and we got married on a bet. So,
like, look, if you sell like 5 golf carts, we'll get married. She's like, done.
yeah, and I was sitting there talking.
She came back 5 minutes later, done. Like, God, damn. So I've been stockpiling them.
So got these invoices just waiting.
She goaded you into that bet. Is what happened, man.
Jesus, and then but I was talking to Chance or whatever, and then he was telling me about his family and him, and it took him a while as well. It's just a process, right? And I'm like, all right, and it was crazy. It was just crazy. When I heard it, I was like, 3 fucking months.
Yeah.
It's like,
Whiskey,
God.
I got a buddy just came back from being deployed for 3 years. Just met his 6-month-old baby.
Oh, God, that's a joke.
Man.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. That's always like the stupid joke going around on the internet or something like that. It's like, oh, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, my. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of stupid-ass videos on the internet. That shit where it's a reel, but it's been fucking copied and like saved to their phone and reposted. It's on like 85,000 accounts, and now it looks like it was shot with a Motorola flip phone.
Maybe it was.
No, the fuck it wasn't. I seen the original. It was in like 1080p. Now it's in like 360p. It's a shit they have the Wii on. Anyways, all right.
Man.
I'm gonna call old school real quick and get him on the
Do you want me to bring?
Do the intro.
Let's go ahead real quick. First of all, if you're ready, Ed, give us a thumbs up. I'll wait for the thumbs up. We got the double thumbs up, so they cancel each other out, and he's not ready.
I think so.
Okay, wait. Okay, we got a thumbs up, and I don't know what's going on. We're gonna bring him on no matter what. Who cares, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Let's welcome to the show streamer extraordinaire, Baltimore Ravens superfan, Ed, aka Let's Go Buddy.
Oh, that was the wrong thing.
No.
I was supposed to do the applause, and I hit the
No, wah, wah.
You hit the booze?
No, I hit the damn intro music for the show.
Oh, Ed, how we doing today, brother? How's it going?
Doing good. Keeping an eye on the weather.
Oh man, there's always something going on. How y'all faring out that way?
Rain and slowly on the incline, but it looks like it's going to be anywhere from like 36 to 46 degrees and raining on game day.
That sounds about like it is, or it was over here like that this whole past week.
So they're not going to have to hire you to come shovel snow before the game.
No.
For $10
Those photos were crazy.
Dude.
They were just in there dicking around.
They got $20 an hour, and all you can eat food during the game. Like,
and then they opened up the seating. They're like, just sit wherever you want.
Sit wherever you want.
I'd be so pissed if I was sitting like I paid for like 50 sideline right down the middle.
You got guys that are like covering up a section of seats with a tarp, and then they're throwing snow on top of it. So game day rolls around, they just rip off the tarp. They got front row seats, 50-yard line. I don't know what happened, man.
All right. So let me see if I can get old school on here, and we'll get talking about football. All right.
We're going to work on bringing on old school, noted Kansas City Chiefs super fan.
He's kind of a part-time fan.
Part-time fan?
I mean?
I don't know, man. Let's see. Let's see
if we can get him on the horn. Wait, why is it not working?
I don't know, man. Are you connected?
Oh, shit. I think so. Hold on. I'm going to call him back. I got to call him back. It says I'm connected.
Does it?
It did.
I didn't hear anything. Do you have the volume on?
Hold on.
Yeah,
I had the volume on.
This is what you get with this low-rent show that we have
I hate technology. I need like an old phone that you could just like lay down.
Like a Motorola flip phone?
Yeah.
Billy Joe coming in with that hashtag Ford Lixie.
All right, we're now discoverable.
We are? Okay.
No, I am. Jesus. They're doing great. This is the best shit ever. When he told me, I was like, yeah, no problem. But I've gotten a phone since then. And so now it's not like picking up my freaking, what's it called? I'm sorry, Ed. This is just how it goes.
It's just amateur hour. It's what we do here.
Oh, my God. I would go to commercial right now if I could.
I mean, did you delete all of them?
Yeah, I'm just going down the list and hammering out. What time are you streaming tonight?
Who?
You.
No, I went on early for you guys.
Okay. I already did.
I appreciate
This is normally prime time for me.
Oh. How'd the streaming go? Get some dubs?
Good. Yeah, we ended up with 5 out of 9 today.
Nice.
Jesus.
Nice.
Just a machine over there.
You know, I logged on and decided, I was like, you know what, let me pop on and see what's going on. Finished like 10th or so, and then I hammered out one. I was like, just knocking them out, and I was like, okay, this is easy.
Because you had all bots. Because you hadn't played.
Yeah, I hadn't played in forever.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Change the algorithm up, right? Give it a rest and go back and forth from build to no build.
All right, here we go. I think this might work because he's calling me now. He's had enough.
You keep. Oh, I hear it.
All right, hold on. I'm answering it.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hold on. Let me make sure.
on.
I want to make sure he's on the Bluetooth.
Oh, this
There we go. All right.
Hello?
Is this Strikeout Beer Podcast?
What's up, man? How are you?
It is. Is this one Mr. Old School Wizard 2.0?
Yeah. First time caller, long time listener.
Both lies.
I'm a little nervous here.
I'm a little nervous. Jesus. Oh, man. All right. So you're apparently some kind of Chiefs fan. Is that correct?
Yes.
How long you been watching the Chiefs?
Oh, now that's the first time I've been asked that question. I don't remember.
When they drafted Mahomes?
I'm guessing back in 1985.
1985. Oh, my God. How far do you go back, Ed? Back to On the Ravens.
So again, I'm a recovering Jets addict, but I began my tour of duty in 2006.
Okay. I got you. Now, you go to the games a lot, right, Ed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Old school, when's the last time you went to a Chiefs game?
It's been 2 years since I've been to a game, but I was a season ticket holder for 10 years. And so it's like, once you've done it for a long time like that, I mean, I'm just speaking for the Chiefs experience, but I'm guessing that's the way it is anywhere. Once you've gone to them so long, you don't need to anymore, and you still know how it feels each time you watch it. Is that how it is with you guys? I mean,
I've never had season tickets, so I'm not as affluent as you are, sir.
I did a mini plan for the Rangers, and by the time the season was, I was done.
I think we did 10 games.
Yeah, that was more than enough for me. I was out.
But once you get the experience, even just a couple times a year, you know what it's like. You don't have to go. I went. We tailgated. I went when I was younger. My dad had season tickets before me. I would be the designated driver for him, and I think we'd go into a parking lot before we made it into the stadium, and I never knew where it was. I was just a little bit too young. I was old enough to drive, but I couldn't go in. There was like legs up on the sign or something. I don't know what the hell it was. And then after they came out, they were kind of drunk. Then we went into the tailgate party. Then we went in. Half of them got in fights during the games.
Oh, Jesus.
So apparently we should have brought Billy Joe on because he's been a fan since 1960, back when they were the Texans.
Maybe I'll have him call in towards the end and just get his opinions.
All right, guys. So let's get into it. We got the Chiefs. We got the Ravens. Who wants to go first? How do you see this game going?
I'll
go ahead, Ed.
First.
Yeah, Ed, you're up first. Old school
I'm up
deferred.
first.
He deferred to you. He wants to counter your point.
There'll be a coin toss here. So to go back before what Old School said, what the tragedy of today, which I understand, is like had I thought about it, I would have brought down, again, I'm sure people have our age, like books of like tickets, like when stuff used to be paper.
Right.
And you used to get and then the tickets went from like kind of some like cheap printout. And then they started like putting people's faces on them, like highlight the thing. Like for me, going to the games have been electric. I've seen things change where they were using like pyrotechnics, like flyer. And then like people were like, ooh, you could like feel the heat. And then they were worried about that stuff exploding. And then it went to like smoke. And then it's gone to the, towards either the beginning or something like that. But going to the games have been phenomenal. I've been less this year than in previous years, but I'm going to some key ones. So I was there for the I think it was the Chargers game, I believe, which was in November, I believe. And I'm going Sunday.
Oh, I was just going to ask, are you going this week?
Yeah, I'm going this week. The guy that I've normally gone to games with for over the past 14 years, we've always hit like opening day and stuff like that. He couldn't sell his tickets last week, so him and his son went, and then he had tickets for this week, and it turns out that I'm going with him and another guy that we've been the band of brothers, kind of going when we go. So
Nice.
They're season ticket holders, so. It's going to be great. Like I said, the weather's going to stink. I'd rather it just be cold. When it's cold and rainy, it sucks.
Yeah,
definitely. So I prepared for you guys just again to make the case. So here's my case for, and I've been very critical of these guys. I've been very critical of Lamar over the years, his ball handling technique as as an assistant coach involved with a football program at the high school level for 15, 16 years. Like, I don't consider myself an NFL, but like the mechanics were killing me over the years. So it's amazing how the public kind of sees how, oh, he's so athletic. He's so great. He's an athletic person. He's talented. But if you've watched him week for week and been on the ground level, and I'm sure Old School can kind of point out, flaws that he's seen in his own team. Like there's things about this season that even with the record that they had, like, it still was nerve-wracking for me for the games that they lost. Like it was just, you should have won that one, but this one I expected to be crazy. So here's the case. In week 1, they played the Texans. They won 25-9, right? And then they ended up playing them again 34-10, right? High-level caliber team. Mm-hmm. Maybe they weren't the team in week 1. Stroud, as you probably can concur, like grew this season, right? So they beat them out of the gate, and then they beat them again. Lions, who are in the dance, right?
Yeah.
They beat them 38-6. They played in week 7. Week 12, they played the Chargers 20-10, and they beat them. Week 14, they played the Rams, which, again, were part of the conversation, at least some point, right? Played well. Beat them 37-31. Week 16, they played the 49ers. They beat them 33-19.
That was a good game. It was Christmas Day, right?
What's that?
Well, that was Christmas Day or day after Christmas?
What was that? Might have been the week of.
Yeah.
Week 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then they beat the Dolphins, who were in the conversation, right? They were in the conversation. They beat them 56-19.
They're really good at playing.
As you know, like they beat the Texans. So if you looked at who they played, and I don't know what I don't have, Kansas City's schedule memorized, but I think that makes an incredible case for them to be where they're at and to be that threat and to be number 1.
Well, let's see.
Hey, do you know the Ravens had a 10-6 record this year? 10 arrests and 6 convictions.
Jesus, they're on fire apparently.
So let me real quick. So you talk about all these games the Ravens won this year. I'm confused as to why you brought the Chargers up though, because they're an awful team this year.
They were really bad. They're usually good, but boy, they had a terrible
year. They were not though initially. And they were not. I think they were in the. And again, it's agree to disagree. I think they were at least a part of that conversation early on. Yes, they downfalled, and you could say the same thing, about the Rams. The Rams, like again, came off the wheels, but those were teams that were part of that early part of the conversation at the beginning part of the year.
Right.
I mean, who thought Detroit, right?
You say it's your year. You're worse than a Cowboy fan.
No.
It's like
we were the odds-on favorite to win our division this year, and we had the 7th best odds to win the Super Bowl. So a lot of people did.
You're like, this is our year. It's like the Cowboys say the same damn thing.
Right, but historically, like I said, like if you look at historically, they've done a lot for their program to grow, but they became a part of the program. They really started. I mean, they caught my eye last year, so I was like, "Ooh, like maybe." And so everything that you're saying, fully 100% agree, which I think they were part of the conversation this year.
Yeah.
That's why I brought them up, Alan.
Yeah.
I mean, they were a part, not
I
because
wasn't
they're here
talking
now,
about the
but
Lions. I was talking about the Chargers.
Well, I know that.
You just slipped your
I
ass
think
in with the Chargers.
I think the Chargers were a part of that early on conversation, despite the fact that maybe around
they definitely were.
7, they were becoming derailed.
Yeah.
We always try to get the Chargers.
They have a great
in there.
quarterback there. So.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Chiefs right now are getting 3.5 points. We're just talking about who's going to win and who's moving on type thing. Old school, who's winning this game?
Well, right now I'm kind of up in the air with it, just like I was against Buffalo. I was surprised that they made it past that game. I thought I was worried about them getting past Buffalo. Baltimore right now is rolling into the playoffs, just hot as can be. Middle of the season with Baltimore, I was thinking AFC's wide open. I was like, there's really no strong team in the AFC I can pick in middle of the season. And then as we got closer and closer to the playoffs, Baltimore just started rolling over Miami, rolled over. I mean, the big one was at San Francisco.
Oh yeah,
they just dominated that game, and both teams. I mean, San Francisco was healthy, if I'm not mistaken, when that happened too. Like they didn't have much injury things going on with them. So like Baltimore, the Chiefs have been okay in the last few years. Baltimore and the Chiefs have played against each other a couple times. One with Lamar, and I don't know if it was both times with Lamar. Ed will have to help me with this. Andy Reid is pretty good against Harbaugh for some reason, in the recent years. Now I don't know if that's going to help us or not. I think Baltimore's the better team right now. They just got a lot more going for them. Lamar's playing lights out, so I'm going to have to pick the Chiefs, but I'm scared. I'm scared to do that kind of thing if I can. I just got a lot of respect for Baltimore and what they've done this year, and Chiefs have kind of limped into this deal a little bit. Like you didn't know until these last couple of games the Chiefs, with the receivers and the problems they've had on offense. But it's different for me, even as a fan of the Chiefs, because they have a defense. Like I'm not used to this. I'm so used to the last 6 years. Everything been offense, and if the defense can just get us a stop, we'll win the game. And now it's like if the offense just don't make a turnover, we can win the game. It's like really weird. But Baltimore's number one defense, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's a hell of a defensive battle. 2 MVP type quarterbacks. I'm just excited to watch it, but I've got a lot of respect for Baltimore, and I think we're on the outside looking in on this game.
I say this, you guys did kind of just screw around all year, right? And then you finally found your way in the playoffs, and holy hell, they're back. I said that Sunday, you know what I mean? I was like, they're back.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat Buffalo. Buffalo didn't cough the game up, and I didn't see like the refs really get involved, even though everybody complains about the refs. But that one, I didn't see any crazy stuff. And anyways, Kansas City leads the series all time 7-5 against the Baltimore Ravens. Just FYI. Last time they played, September 19, 2021. So and the Ravens 36-35.
Real quick, Bill Patrick is coming in over on YouTube and said,
"What do the that game?
Baltimore Ravens and Chick-fil-A manager have in common? Neither one show up for work on Sunday."
Oh God!
Yeah.
And can I say?
Well played, Billy Joe.
And Billy Joe is over on Twitch, and he said, "What's the difference between the Baltimore Ravens and a dollar bill? You can still get 4 quarters out of a dollar bill."
God, he is just firing it from the hip.
We brought the wrong Chiefs fan on. Is what we did. Is what I'm learning.
All right.
I didn't have zingers prepared. I was,
All right, now we're officially busy here.
We need you guys to carry the show for the next 15 minutes. The ladies are wrestling now over here on AEW on TBS. So
I got some other points if you'd like to know the key wins for the game for Baltimore.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, because you're up now.
Prediction, and I got some other stuff for you.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my points for the Ravens to win and not have things kind of go off the rails for them. One is to keep 4 dimensions of the game. Depending upon how you think of the game, I think the quarterback is a dimension. Wide receivers are a dimension. You could say a tight end, but I think sometimes that, again, they can be used to, protect the quarterback, and then they become an outlet. So I kind of add that maybe as a dimension where some people might say, well, that's still passing. Some could break that down into two dimensions, right? Passing and rushing. But
Right.
I broke them down into those things. And I think the running game, all those things need to be clicking like they did against the Detroit game. In fact, I was posting on Facebook, like, kind of like, as you said, Dave, like, where did this team come from? Because, again, the Ravens had times where I was like, this is not going to be good. Like, we're going to have to, like, really earn it each game. And that Detroit game, it was like watching all cylinders fire and, like, saying that this is the team that they could be. Kind of like as you looked at the Chiefs last week, you're like, well, where's this team been? I was saying that against the Detroit game because I was like, why are all these cylinders firing now? And then other games, I'm, pulling my hair out. And I still have hair, but I was pulling my hair out saying, I don't understand why this is breaking down the way it is with things. This is an interesting point. I'm hearing that maybe Mark Andrews might come back, but he will be tight end number 2. They're still going to give it to Likely. So I call this one most likely to win. So I would say, right? I mean, that's a great pun.
I love
Take that one, Billy Joe.
I love it.
Take that.
So what I said is, if you had Andrews out, like, again, don't forget what Andrews did as a field weapon. So again, there is things that the tight end can utilize and has utilized historically for the Ravens. And I think, again, it became more of what we can do to buy time for Lamar to sit in the pocket. But now that there's been, since Mark's been gone and Likely's kind of come into his own, and I think he's received his own kind of internal self-confidence, especially scoring last week, which was about time. But if that happens and you add that dimension back to the game, it's going to be great for the Ravens. So again, I think, Likely is coming into himself. I think he's going to score. And even if I think it's too early to bring back Mark Andrew, I don't know how you guys feel about Mojo, or as they called it in Silver Linings Playbook, the Juju. But I think bringing Mark back may disrupt that ebb and flow. And there's something that you have to do to respect the ebb and flow of the game and where it's at. Do you use him maybe in an emergency situation? Yes, but he came off an ankle injury and they were worried about him. So why blow that down the road, for the sake of one game so that he feels like he's a part of something? He got us where we are. He was there until the Bengals game. Like, he did what he needed to do. I think he scored 5 touchdowns and he's 566 yards passing. Like, dude, you got us there and you deserve that ring as much as everyone, but don't put him on the field for the sake of ego and pride.
Yeah.
But if they do, I think, again, Likely is still going to be the weapon, and I think he scores in the game. A couple of years ago, they kind of dubbed him this. I think the name dropped, which is fine, but Legatron. In Legatron, we trust. I think Justin Tucker is going to put points on the board. I think, again, he's I got him at 8 points. I think he scores 8 points in that game on his leg alone. And I think he's been, he has brought a new dimension towards that position when it can be really executed, to that. So I got him that. And Lamar needs to understand the balance of the game. Don't make it a one-dimension game because of ego. Do your check down. You have Zay Flowers, Isaiah Likely, Odell Beckham, and Nelson Aguilar. If he starts putting stuff on his back the whole time, then that game is going to start becoming one dimension, and that's a problem. And I think he just needs to understand the balance of the game and use those weapons that we talked about with the fourth dimensions. Finally, I call it Mount Rushmore. And I think the Chiefs do have some vulnerability to the rush game. And so I think Justice Hill's making a name for himself. Gus Edwards has been doing well for himself. I think those two. You got Dalvin Cook coming from the Jets, who kind of did some things last week. But I really think Justice is going to make some impact in the game. And then obviously Lamar. I mean, Lamar is their other running back.
Yeah,
Right.
No kidding.
Yep.
All right. So real quick, we'll get y'all out of here. I want to get the final scores. What y'all think? We're going to start with you, Old School. What do you got?
Oh my! I'm going to say 14-10, Kansas City.
Low scoring game.
Wow.
Okay. Little defensive battle.
Well, number one defense versus top 5 defense.
Okay. I like it. I mean, I'm here for the action. I just want to see a good game, personally.
The Chiefs haven't allowed 30 points all year long. Less than 30 points all year long.
Okay.
I know that's not 14-10, but I'm just saying Baltimore's number one. They run the ball well. Chiefs allow the run. If it's a running game, it's going to take a lot of time off the clock.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
Nice. Ed, what's your final score here?
So I got the final score 32-23 with the Ravens. Again, the Chiefs on average score about 22 points, and the Ravens on average score about 28. So I think because of the Super Bowl, because of maybe some of the, I don't know, emotions of the game, that I actually think that 32-23 is going to be the score with the Ravens. I think there's going to be some things that happen.
I wouldn't mind some high-scoring games either. I mean, I'm going to have, I'm going to have my underdog lineup or picks. I'm going to have my DFS picks and whatnot. Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. I know I didn't want to keep you more than 15 to 20 minutes. And but yeah, huge thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Guys. Yeah.
Good luck to both of you.
Good luck to both of you, and look forward to seeing one of you in the Super Bowl.
Sounds good. Old School, good talking to you.
You too, Ed. Good luck to you, buddy.
Y'all take it
Good
easy.
luck to you.
Bye. Oh, what legends. Absolute legends.
So, real quick, Billy Joe said, okay, I have a total respect for Ed, but when it comes to Chiefs, I am full of trash talk. And he said, the long and short of it is that the Chiefs do this every year. They barely win every game in the regular season, lose the teams they should have an easy win, but once it hits the playoffs, they become a different team.
They kick it up a notch.
Just
Hey,
tap,
downshift.
Right.
Get it going. Yeah, we will have our hold on. Oh, there we go. We will have our picks. We'll do just like we did last week. I hope you were a part of the Patreon, patreon.com/Strikeout Beer, because I think we only missed one pick out of the spread, the money line, the over/under. So we're gonna do that video. We'll have it posted before Saturday or something. So let's take it easy. Billy Joe saying 14-3 Ravens in the first half, 38-21 Chiefs in the final. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, put Billy Joe shit down. Put both on the both halves on there, or the half and whatnot. Now, as far as the Super Bowl goes, I don't think we're going to do the squares this year. Just to let everybody know that, I think there's some other people doing them, so we're just going to hop in and kind of promote theirs or whatnot. And
we're not doing squares?
I don't want to. It's such a headache because
That's cool.
It's just me having to do all that shit. I don't want to do it. And then, like, when I'm at the Super Bowl party, people are like, hey, I won. Congratulations. I'm like 8 drinks in. I'm not just sending money out all willy-nilly on Cash App. So, there you go. Y'all go over there. If you're on Twitch right now, head on over there. Let's go, buddy. That's 3 O's in there.
Oh.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Ed. I appreciate it. And then Old School Wizards on YouTube. So, be sure to check him out as well. Again, we can't say thank you enough for joining us. And here in about 5 minutes, we're going to bring in Snowman. We're going to talk Lions and Niners and get our picks from the boys here.
Yep. So real quick, we just opened up our next one. This one is the Hazy IPA. Now, all these non-alcoholic brews from Brooklyn, they're all called Special Effects, and then it's just a different style. We had the IPA, we had the Pills, the last one, and this one's the Hazy IPA that we've got.
I accidentally hit the back button.
Yeah.
I made a boo-boo. All right, there we go. Let's see what we got here.
Oh, man.
Would you say this was a Hazy IPA?
This is the Hazy IPA.
Oh, nice. I like these cans.
They are nice.
They're
cans.
groovy.
Cans are cool.
All right, there
A
we
little
go.
cheers, mazel.
I'm trying to pour as fast as I can so I can get this cheers off for you. There we go. Cheers. I didn't even take a picture of the other one. I don't know. I'm slacking too.
You're fired.
Get in there.
Ravens
Ravens on the money line and the over.
Okay,
buddy. I'm telling you.
All right. There we go.
I meant to say that the depending on what site that you're on, right now the Chiefs are getting 3.5 points. I've seen it up to 4 on other sites as well. So there you go. Just to let you know.
Okay.
If you're listening right now.
So real quick, while we're waiting for Snowman to join us, I do want to keep it going.
Message him or send him another email?
Nah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
He knows when. He said he'll be back.
Okay.
Let's talk a little Jason Kelce.
Okay.
So did you see his shenanigans he was up to?
Of course. I made a comment about it on Twitter. You should follow us on Twitter.
Making a conversation for a podcast, we have.
I'm talking to the people.
Thing.
I'm talking to the people.
Yeah. Out there tailgating with everyone, chugging out of bowling balls and stuff. No shirt on up there in the booth, not in the booth, but the suite. Jumping out there, chugging beers with the fans, getting super excited, cheering on his brother. What are your thoughts on that?
It looks like he was having a real good time. He retired. Apparently,
well, he hasn't officially retired.
He had a speech and whatnot,
right.
and he's supposed to be retiring. So you can tell he's just kind of living. He's just living in the moment,
He's
enjoying himself,
celebrating his brother. Okay,
yeah.
So you're okay with him hooting and hollering and up there having a great time?
I didn't have to look at Taylor Swift one more second.
So what's the difference between him and Taylor Swift?
One doesn't annoy me and doesn't write like breakup music. Yeah. I just see him whenever I watch a game that he's involved in. I already made a comment about it. I go, and it was like, and this was before all this shit. It was like, it's where he
has bigger boobs.
Yeah, he does. But my whole thing was, they talk about him and he's on TV more than any. You couldn't name centers from 5 other fucking teams. But he's on, like, that's when the Philly's on the field and he's on the field or he's on the bench. They got the camera on him. I'm like, dude, who gives a shit?
Well, I mean, the guy's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
You think so?
He's one of the best centers ever to play. I mean, the tush push doesn't happen without him there in center.
I've heard that like every single time they do it.
He also hates it.
Yeah.
Because he's the guy on the bottom of all that, right? Yeah. But the guy, he's a great football player. He's one of the best centers ever to play the game. The dude is just he's a rock. He's one of the leaders of that team too, right?
No, I just made a comment about it as well, like watching the game, and I was like, "Oh, geez, this guy's being celebrated being a drunk asshole in public. When I do it, I'm a jerk. You know what I mean? I gotta hear about it for a week.
No one likes you though.
Well,
so
that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
I don't like him either.
But yeah, no, I thought it was funny because like his wife, Kylie, she was like told him to be on his best behavior because that was the first time they were meeting Taylor.
Oh,
and
he's out there
without a shirt on.
He came out of the booth, jumped out of the booth,
was out there with the fans.
Did he throw a kid in there?
No, he held up a kid that had like a Taylor Swift sign and was showing her and stuff like that and getting her attention. So that kid loved it. But yeah, no, it's fun. Who doesn't like fat guys chugging beer?
Yeah, he was in the parking lot just having a hell of a time. That's how you knew when you already saw like the pregame pictures coming out.
Oh yeah,
I go, it's gonna be a wreck,
right?
Yeah,
and he even said he's listening to the New Heights, their podcast. He was talking about. He's like, look, man, my wife told me about my best behavior. He goes, in my defense, my first date with my wife, I got blackout drunk and had to have a buddy carry me out of the bar.
Good for him. You know what? Why not have a good time?
Right. And he's also like, hey, look, I'm going to set the bar low so I have nowhere to go but up from there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This guy's, he's thinking.
He's thinking. He's on
a
step
thinking
12.
Man. Right.
Or 30. I don't want to say 12. That's 12
this
steps.
Guy's living in 2030 while we're in 2024, man.
Yeah, guy's just living ahead, man. Yeah. No, he doesn't bother me like as bad as like I said, I was so excited to not see Taylor Swift's reaction to Pacheco running a hard 10-yard run, 10-yard pickup, or MVS catching a ball. They had to show her after every fucking play.
In her defense, though, if MVS catches the ball, that's a big deal.
He did it twice. I even was like, huge. Holy shit, that's
now
MVS.
He also fumbled the ball out of the back of the end zone too.
That was great.
Dude,
I know the hate over that rule is just ungodly.
I like the rule.
I don't really give a shit. How about don't fumble it?
That's the thing. Like fumbling in the end zone is different, right? There's not. You're in the end zone.
Yeah.
Things mean more.
Yeah.
Right.
I think if we could have a change, you know what? Pull it back out to the 20. Someone said put it on the other 20, and you got to go 80 more yards because you effed up. Like, oh god, that's some serious shit there.
But I mean, I don't have a problem with that rule at all. I like the rule. I hope they don't change it. Although there's talks that they might change that rule. Keep the rule.
Yeah,
I like it.
The people who have a problem with it are the same team that keep fucking coughing it up on the goal line.
Right.
They're the ones that got the problem with the rule.
Right now, the only person that has a problem with that rule is MVS. Because he fumbled it out of the back of the end zone.
All right. I'm going to try to get this right. I'm going to hit the right button this time.
Oh yeah,
you do. You got the intro. I'm going to hit the right button. How about that?
All right, guys.
We got to get a thumbs up first.
It's time. Snowman, give us a thumbs up. All right. So joining us now, the man, the myth, the legend. If you guys aren't watching him in the mornings, you're just wasting your morning. That's all I got to say.
Just a waste of time.
Just wasting your time, wasting your life. San Francisco 49ers super fan. That's what I've been told.
Yeah.
Mr. Brian Snow, the Snowman. What is going on, brother?
How's it going, gents? And you got it right. I've been a 49ers super fan since Joe Montana hit Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone in 1982. I've been hooked since.
Since they started winning, okay.
I watched that whole. I watched that whole year, and actually, it was my dad who got me like really hooked on the history. You know, Montana getting drafted, and him coming out of Notre Dame, and he pointed me to the chicken soup game, which really started the legend of Montana. So yeah, I owe my dad for that.
There you go.
So let's get into it. We got the 49ers. Your 49ers versus my Lions. As soon as this like 2 weeks ago, we were talking about this. We're like, hey, if this happens, we got to get Snowman on here. Mm-hmm. We got to talk about this. What are your initial thoughts on this game, man?
One, I'm happy for your Lions because they got right what the Packers, Bears, and Vikings did not in the NFC Central Division. I can't say NFC North, even though that's the official title of said division. I knew this game was going to happen because the Lions were the only team during the season that had a great record that we did not face. Faced the Cowboys, beat them. Faced the Eagles, beat them. Only team we lost to that had a superior record was the Baltimore Ravens, and that was Christmas night. I knew this game was going to happen because the two best running games in the NFC will be on display Sunday night in Santa Clara. Mm-hmm. And that's the big difference for Detroit this year. And I got so many people that are Bears fans that are chirping at me saying, how can you say this about the Lions? Well, the Bears made the stupidest move of all. They let David Montgomery walk.
Yeah.
Period. They let David Montgomery walk. Jared Goff got it right. Y'all have a absolutely fabulous receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love Sam Laporta and what he's doing. This is a young team. This is a young, hungry team that wants to put to rest all of the stigmas of the Detroit Lions, especially from the last few years. Unfortunately, y'all got to go to Santa Clara, and this is where I would take a playful shot, and you got to face these guys.
We got to play a cup?
No, you got to face the 49ers.
Does the cup have a winning record, or at least more than one game over?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It sounds like it's a tough Sunday.
This is my daughter's Christmas present to me.
Okay,
there you go.
But these are teams, to be serious, that are mirror images of each other. They love to run the ball. They love to lean on you with their defense. Their offensive line has gotten better throughout the season. Jared Goff has rediscovered his quarterback game. He just had to go to the right team because the Rams were messing him up. He has, as I said, a great receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown. Then you got Brock Purdy, who everybody hates or hates on.
I don't know why they hate Brock Purdy.
All the guy does is win.
It's pretty
Except
simple
for that
because
streak
Brock
there in
Purdy
the middle of the season. But
look, Brock Purdy is doing what no one expected them to do. No one expected Brock Purdy especially after the injury against Philadelphia in the NFC Championship last year, mm-hmm. and what Deebo Samuel said, which was later proven in Week 13. What if Brock Purdy were healthy? Well, Philadelphia found that out the hard way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What would happen? A healthy Brock Purdy saved Week 18, and we knew Shanahan was going to hold Purdy out, mm-hmm. and McCaffrey and a lot of starters because they had already. There's an upset. Oklahoma beat Texas in women's hoops 91-87. That was the game I was scheduled to call, but then I fell asleep.
Oh, no.
I was tired. So here's what happened. I had been up since like 6 this morning running because I had 2 doctor's appointments. I had to pick up my daughter. I raced back here. I took about a 30-minute break to have some lunch. I wound up doing my show late, and then I've just been here in the office. I was preparing for that game, and then by 4:30, my body just crashed.
Yeah.
My body just crashed, and my wife always tells me, I know you love to work hard, and I appreciate that, but listen to your body if it's tired. And it was tired. It was it was exhausted because as soon as I crawled in bed, my dog Lucy joined me, and my little kitten Winnie joined me, and all of us were snoring out loud.
It was over, right?
It was over. It was absolutely over.
All right.
But,
so we got the Niners. They lead the series against Detroit 39-28-1. The last time they played was back in 2021, around the same time as I said last about the Ravens or whatever. So
That was
September 12th.
That was opening weekend. Dan Campbell's first game.
Is that what it is?
That was Dan Campbell's first game.
First game, and they nearly came back and won it. Because the Niners led that game 41-10. The final wound up being 41-33. As far as the playoffs go, if memory serves me correct, the last time the Lions and Niners tangled in the playoffs was 1983 at Candlestick Park, and the Niners won that game by a point because Eddie Murphy shanked a field goal in the final seconds.
Eddie Murphy's kicking field goals.
Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray. Not Eddie Murphy. Not Eddie Murphy. If it was Eddie Murphy, I expect him to miss, right? But Eddie Murray was a hell of a kicker, and for him to miss.
Man, Eddie Murray was so dependable. There were 2 kickers in that game that were so dependable for their teams for a long time. Eddie Murray for the Lions, and of course Ray Warshing for the 49ers. So it could come down to that. But this is going to be a fun game. And I wouldn't be surprised if it came down to whoever has the ball last wins.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. I like shootouts, especially in playoff games. I want chaos just wild ass play and just to showcase showcase the skills. Right. You know what I mean? Just run it up.
Now let me ask you this, because I haven't heard. What's the word on Debo right now?
Debo does not have a fracture. There is still no decision. As of right now, he's a game time decision, but from what I'm told, all signs point to him taking the field on Sunday.
Because I'll tell you this, you guys are a different team with and without him.
Oh, of course.
Oh, he is very different. Very different. But what we found out Saturday night was that the 49ers can win without Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
It helped that they had the rest of their weapons, Ayuk and George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. And the player that rescued the 49ers to really get them going was Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. They started rolling on him. Yeah, I mean, Green Bay just couldn't make a field goal. And then they went for it. And when they were in the red zone, too. Like, it was a 4th and...
That play right there, when they went for it on a 4th and 2 in the first half, turned the game around.
It was the dumbest call I've ever seen.
You take the points in that situation. You go up 10. You go up. You take the points.
Yep. And against the number 1 seed, get those points, and they came back to bite them in the ass.
They did.
Yep.
Because they missed one later, which turned out to be the difference.
Yep.
It turned out to be the difference.
Coaching, man. Coaching and bad kickers. Got to get yourself a good kicker. I'll tell you that.
Good kicker. Always a good kicker. All right, so let's talk about the Lions a little bit. This team is just there. I think you were saying, you've got 2 teams that are almost kind of like a mirror image. We're gonna beat the living crap out of you. We're gonna play hard. We're gonna pound it. We're gonna that run game, and we're gonna have Montgomery beat you up in the run game. And the next thing you know, you're trying to chase down Jamar Gibbs. Here's the one thing that I don't think a lot of people see and notice, because I don't think there's a lot of people out there watching. I've watched every Lions game this season, right?
Yeah,
I've seen them all, and a player that I think is catching a lot of flack for not being more productive, but I don't think people see the other stuff he's doing, is Jameson Williams. And the big thing that I see with him is every time you have one of those big runs that they break loose, he's that lead blocker. He's out there breaking those runs open, those plays open, knocking the guys out of the way. His contribution to the run game has been huge.
Yeah.
It's been really big.
Jamison Williams for you guys equals John Feliciano for us, because Feliciano came in with the 49ers line when we had a major injury after the Cleveland game. And he was huge, especially Feliciano's block that sprung McCaffrey free for both of his touchdown runs.
Yep. And so I think we're going to have a hard-fought game. I see either team winning this. I feel like I don't want to say it. I have not allowed myself to get excited at all this season. Like, literally, like, at all, because it's and I think Aiden Hutchinson really brought it home this last week after the game. I've done it year after year after year. Like last year, the way we finished the season. Like, had we gotten into the playoffs, nobody would have wanted to play us in the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
because we were playing amazing football. I said it when we made the trade for Goff and traded Stafford away. I thought that was going to be a great move for Goff, because when Goff was at his best with the Rams was when they had Gurley and they had that run game.
Exactly.
And he was coming to a team that was really great offensive line, really great run team. So I thought that was really going to revive his career. Plus, he's got a team that believes in him. You know,
yeah,
a coach that really believes in him. And that's a huge thing. Right?
When the Rams drafted him, they belabbed in him for all of 2 years.
Yeah, and
then we made a pass at McVay's wife, right?
That's the rumor. Is he lost McVay because he made a comment about his wife being hot or something like that in the locker room, and it got back to him, and that kind of soured their relationship. Was the rumor?
That's a top thing search for McVay here.
Yeah,
she's all right. Veronica Coleman.
But I think it's going to be a hard fought game. I like the signing because we're down to just Sam Laporta at tight end, so they go out and they sign Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz is huge. Because Brock Wright, while you don't get a lot out of him in the pass game, although he had that big reception this last week, it's his run blocking, right? Yeah.
And that's what Zach Ertz is great at. He's great at with the run block. So I think that's really going to help. Plus, you're just bringing in another veteran presence into there, right?
And
a guy who's won a Super Bowl.
And with a young team like the Lions, that veteran presence is needed in the biggest of stages. This is the Lions' first NFC Championship game, their second all time, but their first since 1991, when they had to play the Washington Redskins. I got chirped at this week by some people who said to me that I don't know my football history, that I let my fandom dictate what I say on my show. Well, my wife heard about it and turned me loose. My wife heard about this fan, and she looked at me. As much as Jody teases me about the main team in the house being the Colts, because she's a Colts fan, she looked at me with this wicked look in her eyes, and she said, "Go get him." I said, "What?" And she said, "I read the comment. Sick 'em." Yeah, he hasn't said a word back to me.
Nothing since then. Yeah,
not since Monday, because what the comment said was, I allowed my fandom to dictate my facts. Yeah. Jody saw that, and she says, and she pulled a Bugs Bunny on me. She didn't do the voice, but she looked at me, and she knows me, and she says, "He don't know you very well." And I'm sitting there cracking up. And that's when she told me, "Go get him."
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
It's never heard back from him, but this is going to be a fun game.
It's going to be a fun game. And here's the thing that I like is I don't think this moment is too big for this Lions team. With the way that Dan Campbell and that coaching staff has prepared them, and like Aiden Hutchinson talked about it after the game this last time, because like you saw like after they won that game, and they were showing the video of him just sitting there just taking it all in, and being a kid that grew up in that area, had season tickets as a kid, played his ball in Ann Arbor there in Michigan, like it's a homegrown kid. He's like, "Look, we've completely crushed all the old sayings. This is not the same old Lions. We're not the sad sack Lions. We're not restoring the roar. The roar is back.
The roar is there.
We are back,
roar,
and this team, they expect to win.
Dan Campbell, this team is roaring right now, and they're not done.
No,
if they happen to lose on Sunday,
watch out next year.
Next year they are going to blow through the division for a while. Okay, first and foremost, they're going to blow through the division for a while because unlike Green Bay, unlike Minnesota, and unlike anyone else, Detroit Lions have something those teams in the North don't have. It's called a running game, a consistent. And I've said it all year. You guys have heard me say it on the morning show. A consistent running game gets you this far.
Yep.
Period. A consistent running game has gotten the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers right to where they will be on Sunday night in Santa Clara. Period.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be a close game. While part of me I don't want Deebo Samuel on the field at all. Part of me hopes he's not, right? The Lions fan in me doesn't want him on that field because I think that makes that game a lot. It swings that game a little bit in our favor because would I rather see Ray McLeod out there running routes or Deebo Samuel? I mean, come on, it's a no-brainer, right? It's gonna be fun. You've got two teams that the big thing that Detroit, the difference they made this year versus last year was they said defensively we have to do something great, and they chose to stop the run, and they're great at stopping the run, which that's your best player out there, CMC, right? So what's Shanahan going to draw up to make sure that he stays involved in that game, and that they don't lose that if things aren't working out? He's got to make sure he sticks with it because that's your guy, right?
There have been games this year. I've watched all the 49er games just as you've done with the Lions. There have been games where McCaffrey didn't get started early or they didn't get him involved early. And yet somehow McCaffrey's rushed for 1,400 yards. He's got 6 100-yard games. And 3 of those 6 games where he wound up over 100 yards, he didn't start well at all. And he nearly had 100 against Green Bay last Saturday night. So knowing the genius of Kyle Shanahan, he's going to draw up some stuff. I mean, hell, 4 years ago, he drew up Deebo Samuel.
Right.
and got him involved in everything in the run game. Listen, just as Bill Walsh drew up Dwight Clark and Freddie Solomon and those guys, and later on Roger Craig and Tom Rathman, Kyle Shanahan drew up Deebo Samuel. And when I say he drew him up, he drew plays for him that kind of made him burst on the scene. So you have that to deal with. The question will be, how will Dan Campbell counter what Shanahan comes up with? Because if there's one thing, and most people won't say this aloud because all they think of is 28-3 or the last 2 NFC championships or Super Bowl 54. What people don't understand, Kyle Shanahan adjusts on the fly. All of the great coaches, Dan Campbell included, they adjust on the fly. Yep. And when Green Bay hit us early, Shanahan made so many adjustments. And the biggest adjustment that San Francisco did, they came after Jordan Love. They're like, we're not going to let you stand in a clean pocket. Nope. See what happens when you have Nick Bosa in your face, Eric Armstead in your face, Javon Kinlaw. And let's throw some love for Javon Kinlaw, who stepped in for Eric Armstead when Armstead missed 5 games. Yeah. Huge. Former first-round pick out of South Carolina. Huge for them. Okay? Who's going to make the first adjustment and who's going to make the final adjustment? Those are the 2 big adjustments that you have to look for in the game.
The matchup I'm actually looking forward to most of this game is going to be Penny Sewell versus Nick Bosa.
Mm-hmm.
Because those 2 guys are going to go to war. And,
oh my gosh!
I mean,
I love Penei Sewell.
The dude is just
love Penei Sewell.
Arguably the best offensive lineman in the league. That guy, he is.
He's going to have his hands full Sunday night. He's going to have his hands full Sunday night. The other thing is, I talked about adjustments with Kyle Shanahan. Bosa's going to be all over the place.
Mm-hmm. But
Bosa's going to be all over the place.
You know what? Bosa might be on the other side of the line, but next thing you know, you're pulling Penei Sewell over, right?
Yes.
He's going to be – he might not be lined up in front of him, but he'll find a way to get in front of him.
But a couple of counter gaps later, there's a 15-yard gain for David Montgomery when you pull Penei Sewell, just like the Hogs used to do back in the day with John Riggins.
Yep.
You know, the old counter gap's going to come into play for both teams. The matchup I am looking forward to is the offensive line of San Francisco versus the defensive line of Detroit. Who's going to come out fast? Because in championship games, and I know y'all have watched a lot of them, whichever line comes out fast and establishes dominance first will win the game. The game is going to be won this weekend in the trenches.
Yep. It's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to the game. I can't wait. Again, like I haven't really allowed myself to get too excited. I almost got a little emotional after the win against the Rams because there was just so much involved in that.
Yep.
This last week against the Bucks, I was just kind of like even keel, like the game was over and the family wasn't at the house and they showed up after the game. And they're like, "So did the Lions win?" I'm like, yeah, no, we won. They're like, "Really?" I'm like, yeah, we won.
Well, with the Niners playing late Saturday night, my wife came in and she says, "Are you doing the Niners game?" Yes. So she hung around with me behind the scenes. She hung around for like the first quarter. And then I went to a break and she came in and she says, "Baby, I got to crash. I'm tired." And I said, "I will do my best not to wake y'all up, her and my daughter." And she said, "All right." She fell asleep. When McCaffrey ran it in with a minute left, I thought I was going to blow the roof off the joint. And the bad part is I got louder when Dre Greenlaw made the final interception, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, "He's got to go down. He's got to go down."
No, he's running. I'm like, what is he doing?
Exactly.
Like,
and I'm looking and I'm going, man, the girls in my house are going to kill me. I'm waking them up. I'm waking them up. I went in the bedroom and Jody is zonked out. I said, "Okay, I can sneak in." The next morning, I swear to you, before I even said anything, she turns and looks at me and has this big smile on her face. And she said, "Did the Niners win?" "Yes." And she says, "What was the final score?" And I told her the final score and I told her what happened. And I also apologized. And she looked at me weird and she says, "Why are you apologizing?" I said, "Because I swore I thought I woke you up."
Yeah, for me, I sit down, I go in my office, and I watch the games kind of away from everybody in the house because I'm very emotional as I'm watching the game and getting into it. But I tell you, if we win this game and we go to the Super Bowl, there will be a sports cry. Like it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna feel the same. I'm gonna feel the same way. I'm gonna feel the same way. I cried every time the Niners won the NFC Championship. Every time. Beginning with the first one in 81 and then 84, 88, 89, and then 94 when we beat the Cowboys 38-28 in the NFC Championship. And I was around a bunch of people. I was surrounded by Cowboy fans. Surrounded.
They're everywhere.
I was like one of like
cockroaches.
2 or 3 49er fans in the crowd. And we were in a big place. I was down in North Carolina. We were in a big place.
Cowboy country, huh?
They said, "Oh, yeah. Oh, it was cowboy country big time." And they said, "Well, how confident do you feel about your 49ers?" And this was 94. And I said, "Pretty damn confident." Third time. And all I said was third time's the charm. And then Eric Davis's interception set everybody off. And you want to talk about a place going pin drop silent? Eric Davis solved that puzzle. Is when he picked off Aikman and raced back for the touchdown, every Cowboy fan in the joint went,
Oh boy.
Oh,
But
man. Yeah.
I already said Saturday night during my live stream, if the Niners win the NFC Championship after 2 near misses, I will openly weep in happiness.
Yeah. It's
So I got nothing but love for the Lions. I'd love to see the Lions do it. Okay, let me be as long as it ain't Jordan Love and the Packers, I'm cool. All right,
guy.
The Eagles have been shut up. The Cowboys have been kicked out. It's the Lions and the 49ers for the NFC title. If the Niners win, I'm going to weep in happiness.
I hear you, brother. All right, so
I know how you feel, man.
Let's hear it. Let's get your final score prediction. What do you got, Snowman? What's your official prediction for this game?
31-27 San Francisco.
I like some high scoring action. So we're going over then, right?
Wait a minute. My original, because of these two high scoring offenses and what people don't realize, these are the number 3 and number 5 scoring offenses in the league coming into Sunday night. My original thought was like 42-38.
That's a lot. That's a lot of hooch.
I know the over is going to take a hit. Okay, the over in this game is going to take a hit.
What's the over sitting at right now?
51.
51. Okay.
51.
All right.
Yeah, 51.
Right. Yeah, it's. I don't know that I see the score going that high. Honestly,
yeah.
I think it's going to be like I said. These two teams are going to beat the living crap out of each other, and it's a good thing there's a week off in between.
Oh my
because
God.
Whoever wins it is going to need it. Right.
Whoever wins it is just going to sit in an ice bath for 7 days.
That's what I'm saying. The league's so soft.
They fly to Vegas.
Man, it's not the league is soft. It's just, I mean, the stats out there, like teams are like 1 in.
Well, teams that are a rarity, like Detroit, like San Francisco, who love to pound the ball and run the ball. Baltimore Ravens also, who have the best rushing offense in the league. They're just going to sit in an ice bath for a week because they have to get ready, fly to Vegas, and then do it again.
Yep.
They're gonna have to do it. They're gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game. I love that it's the night game. The close everything out. It's gonna be fun. We're doing our official scores and everything for a little Patreon, but I will tell you this. I think it will be a lower scoring game with the Lions winning, and it's gonna be a 1 possession game.
It is.
It's a 1 possession game. Whether it's somewhere between a field goal or a touchdown to win it there at the end, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes an extra period,
buddy.
I would not be surprised if these two teams beat the hell out of each other for 60 minutes and it's still not settled. That's just how good these two teams are.
Yeah,
that's just how good these two teams are. Everyone was expecting Philadelphia to get back to the NFC Championship. Not many people, and let's be totally honest, not many people expected San Francisco to get back because the unproven commodity, which has totally been proven, was Brock Purdy.
I mean, I honestly thought Brock Purdy proved himself last year, right? All that guy did was come in and win every game.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And all he did this year was throw for 4,000, was throw for the most yards in a season in 49er history.
I mean, let's be honest. Most of that's yards after the catch. I mean, Debo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk did most of that work.
It's a bunch of 5-yard passes that go for 30, 40 yards.
I've never seen 5-yard dump-offs add up to 4,000 yards so fast in my life. That dude's been a legend.
Think of what Montana and Young had back in the day. They take Rice and Taylor turn a 4-yard slant into a 68-yard touchdown in a heartbeat. That's what Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuel does. Yeah. And you also have a fellow by the name of George the Animal Kittle who gets you yards after the catch. And no one wants to talk about Kittle or what I think is going to be an X factor for the Niners offense, Kyle Juszczyk, their fullback.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully for you, Kittle isn't too busy fangirling over Sam Laporta because all season, all that guy has wanted to do is talk about Laporta, like especially before the season started. He was every talk show he was going on. They're like, "So, how do you guys feel about this season? Have you guys seen Sam Laporta yet? This kid's going to be special." Like all he wanted to do was talk about Laporta. But it's going to be a fun game.
You'll see Sunday when it's time for war. It's time for war, and this is going to be one of the most fun NFC championships I have watched ever.
Yeah, I want Kittle mic'd up. Kittle mic'd up is always fun because the guy likes to have fun and he's got bits.
He's Chatty Cathy.
Yeah.
I mean, rock, paper, scissors in a football huddle during a timeout.
Right.
What does that tell you about how much fun George Kittle and the Niners and the Lions are having?
Yeah. It's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. Snowman, thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
Hey,
guys,
I appreciate you guys having me.
Go check him out. Snowman Multimedia on YouTube, correct?
Yes.
Check him out in your – what time do you go live at? Is it 10 o'clock Central Time?
10 o'clock Central Time, yes.
Yeah, go and check him out, guys. It's always a fun show. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you later, and the worst of luck to you this week, man.
NFC Championship, Lions and 49ers, NFC Championship. I can't wait. Thanks for having me, fellas.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Bye. We've had him on a couple times this year, too, and it's always so great. It's fun to talk to him.
It's a good time. The guy knows his stuff. Real quick, before we get into a little bit something else before we finish up, we got into the last one, and it's Hoppy Amber. How you feeling about this Hoppy Amber?
It's not bad. I like it.
It's pretty good.
You got a beautiful color. It's clear. You know what? Since we keep pouring these different beers into these the used glass, it starts foaming up real crazy. But
that one started to foam up a little bit when I opened it up. I was like, "Oh, let me hurry up and get that in there."
But I like it. There's been more. There seems to be more hoppy lagers around right now than ever before. Right, and so you have your American lagers and stuff like that, but everybody seems to be doing some hoppy lagers and variants and things like that. So I've been really enjoying them, and this is a good little pack. So thank you so much.
Old School said, "Nice job, Snowman and Tank Boys Gaming." What's going on, you sweats?
What's going on? What up? Chilling. About to close out the night. We got 3 fun guests. Old School Wizard, Let's Go Buddy and Snowman. I love it. It's. Like I said before, I'm kind of sad. Football's almost over, right? I am looking forward to the Super Bowl. It's always a good time. But 2 weekends left, man. This is just not enough to be sitting around. Of course, we have the Dynasty League we got to go through, and so we have the draft we got to deal with and whatnot. And then you said the draft's up in Detroit this year, right? The 2024 draft?
Yeah, the NFL draft's in Detroit this year. So that's in April, if I remember correctly. So that's here. We're not that far away from the draft.
No. Then you're sitting around. I'm just sitting there waiting for August to come around because that's when draft season kind of starts. And then finally September hits, and you're like, oh, here we go. It's every week stressful, though. I'll tell you, with fantasy football and whatnot, it actually makes the football season stressful. But the last couple weeks have been just like, all right, cool. I can just sit around.
For me, it's been a really fun NFL season this year with the Lions doing what they've done this year. I've just had a blast this NFL season for sure. I got one little fun fact for you before we close out the night.
All right.
We're gonna stick with a little NFL talk. So the Buffalo Bills, they just can't beat Pat Mahomes in the playoffs, right?
I've heard something about that.
They're having some trouble with that.
Is there a joke coming?
No. Do you remember what led to the Chiefs getting Pat Mahomes?
They trade. It was a trade.
They traded up.
Yeah, they traded to get him. Was it the Bills?
The Bills.
Well, they already had Josh Allen, right? Josh Allen was already on the team?
I can't remember timeline-wise.
Yeah, it was like a season earlier, if I'm not mistaken.
But, yeah, so they went ahead and traded down, and the Chiefs traded up with them, and they drafted Pat Mahomes.
Funny. I'm looking it up right now. So he joined in July 25th, 2018. Is that right? Yeah. Date joined. I don't know why joined. Why didn't it say drafted? But anyway, so July, let me see about Mahomes there. I don't want to say that word.
I feel like Mahomes has been in the league longer.
2018. Oh, I guarantee it's been shorter. 1 year.
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
So they traded. So, that wasn't the year then. So they let them trade up. So who did the Bills take in place of them?
Some defensive players and stuff.
Oh, okay.
They've gotten a few Pro Bowl defensive players out of that. They traded for a few picks and things. But the thing is, though, like they can't get past Mahomes. And they're the reason why Mahomes is on that team. Because if they don't make that trade, they might not get him.
Jesus. What the Chiefs received, they received Patrick Mahomes. What the Bills received, Tre'Davious White, Tremont Edmonds, Deion Dawkins, Zay Jones, and Sarah Neal.
Yeah. So, I mean, the trade's kind of worked out good for both teams, right?
Yeah, but they just can't beat Mahomes.
But they just can't beat Mahomes. And
I thought it was this year, to be honest with you, because I'm like, they're
I
at home.
honestly did too.
The Bills have been playing good. They've been looking good, and the Chiefs have been struggling. So I was like, man, this hair drive me crazy. The Chiefs have been struggling all year. The Bills are peaking, right? They
were struggling at the beginning of the season, but then they really just locked it in. Like, you never would have thought at the beginning of the year that they were going to win that division.
No.
Right?
No.
But they ended up winning it.
Yeah.
It was, again, we talked about it in our Patreon video, which, hey, check us out, patreon.com/strikeoutbeer. When we were previewing the games, we thought this was a year for Allen to get past Mahomes. This is a year that the Chiefs haven't been as good this year. There's just been something off with them all year, and you just didn't think that they were going to get this far this year, honestly. And for them to make it to play the Ravens and their 6 straight AFC Championship games,
yeah, bonkers.
I mean,
just makes you wonder if Pat would have been as good without Andy or Brady without Bill. Well, I mean, Brady won another Super Bowl with Tampa Bay without Bill. Bill hasn't won anything without it. And would Mahomes be? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Mahomes would be good. I don't know. Kind of don't care.
we'll never find out.
We'll never know because he's never leaving, right? You guys draft him, you're going to hold on to him for till the end of time.
Because even then, like, you can't even look at the whole what Brady was, because Brady went to a completely different team, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was offensively loaded, which he didn't really ever play on.
Never had, yeah.
He never had wide receivers like he had that year that they won it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just one of those things. But yeah, I really did. I thought it was this year for the Bills, and I've been picking the Bills to win the Super Bowl for like the last 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, why are they not winning? They were one of the best teams, and they should have been the best damn team every single go, but they just can't get past it. They got a bit of the cowboy fever, and you know what's crazy? You know, what did we talk about? Like, everybody fire everybody, can everybody, get rid of everybody, and then like the Bills do go and shit the bed against the Chiefs, and it's like, well, no, are we going to make any moves? I don't know. I'm like,
Stephon Diggs has already come out and said he's not requesting a trade. He's happy with how things are going. He's happy with his role, which has been different over the last several years, right? Last year after they lost, he lost his mind, but they did give him a new contract and things. So
they've grown immensely in the last 2 to 3 years. Yeah. Diggs finally, you're right. Diggs finally shut up because he's dropping balls.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you drop game winners and shit, your attitude changes.
It changes a little bit, right?
He realizes he's getting a little bit older and he's dropping shit, and you had a chance to beat the Chiefs and move on to the AFC Championship game, and you're part of the problem. You know what I'm saying?
They just, all in all, I mean, they did make a change this year. They were struggling offensively. They let go of the offensive coordinator, and the team was different from when they let him go. Now, I do think part of that is you heard Josh Allen talk about how he wasn't happy about the move because he didn't feel like it was the offensive coordinator's fault. He goes, it's our fault. They were calling the plays. We just weren't executing.
Yeah,
and that's not on him, but I think he really took that personally, and you saw a difference in his play. Now he still was having a little turnover issues. He's got to fix that this offseason, right? Yeah. You can't turn the ball over as much as he was, although he does definitely. He's different in the playoffs than he was in the regular season for sure.
I just don't know how much more time they're going to have. I mean, obviously they're going to keep him. I mean, it'd be crazy to let him go unless you're going to draft some stud.
No.
But you're just kind of
even then, because you don't even know if that's a known commodity, right? Like,
so many teams need quarterbacks, and I guarantee you this season they're going to overpay like hell because there's not a lot of people out there. So you're like, well, should I rather keep? I mean, Baker's going to get paid.
Well, I mean, look at this. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson were both taken in the same draft. And the 2 quarterbacks that went first and second.
Wait, you said Lamar Jackson and
Josh Allen.
Well, so was Baker. Baker was the number one overall
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the top 2 quarterbacks was Baker and Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Everyone was arguing over those 2.
Yeah.
Who should be number 1. And meanwhile, you got Lamar and Josh Allen over here saying that's cool.
You mean real life or fantasy? Because
I St. Brown.
There's a difference. Yeah, Lamb. I'm taking Lamb. I think, right? Didn't he break all the records and score a shit ton of points this year?
Cowboy records, but I think I like St. Brown. I think St. Brown's more of a. Maybe I'm biased, but I think he's more of a team player. And I think like longevity wise, I think the dude there's something about his training and stuff like that I think is definitely going to help him out in the long run, longevity wise. And he's got his work ethic is insane.
Real life. Okay, I got you. I mean, that's why I was asking about fantasy or not, because Lamb's the only threat on the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? St. Brown is one of 4 threats. So it's like, that's why he gets so much more attention, and he gets all these, wild-ass play. He gets just shoveled the ball to nonstop, Lamb. So that's why in fantasy, I'm like, hell yeah, I'll just take him. But, yeah, as a Baltimore fan, we was sad to let Diggs go. University of Maryland graduate. I feel Diggs has talent. He does have talent. I loved him when he was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I don't know if you said that. St. Brown, St. Bourne.
Yeah, I just love St. Brown. They're just I just like him better as a player. Like, nothing against CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb's a great player too. St. Brown, I think, has more of those intangibles that I like as a player, and I just think he's more of like a team player type guy.
There you go. All right, anything else?
No, we're going to record our Patreon video. Probably, I don't know. We're gonna do it tonight.
Maybe. We'll get it out before the weekend.
Give you guys our predictions for. I mean, obviously you know who I think is gonna win the Lions in the Niners game, but we'll talk about that a little bit more and break down the Chiefs and the Ravens and give you guys our thoughts on that. And if you are part of the Patreon, thank you so much. And if you're not, there's still time.
Mm-hmm.
And your first month's on me. So after you sign up, I'll shoot you a message and ask you how you want me to reimburse you for your first month, and I'll send you that money. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you to Let's Go Buddy,
Mm-hmm.
a.k.a. Ed, Old School Wizard, Mr. David, and Snowman, Ryan Snow. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate it. The pleasure's all on this side of the table. We got on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourselves from alcohol January? You non-alcohol?
I'm a 5 or a 6. Yeah, I've had a couple beers. What did we drink last week? Oh, we were at Outfit. Yeah.
It
was going to be a dry-ish January this year. Yeah, plus it was like my 15th wedding anniversary, so we went out to a nice place and I had a couple drinks.
A nice seafood dinner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's non-alcohol. Yeah, I mean, we don't mind it.
I like it.
We like drinking the non-alcoholics. We like give them a try, letting you guys know our thoughts on them and things like that. But,
I love dry January, to be honest with you. I mean, it's like I was so burnt out by the end of the year. We
go hard in, like, especially December. Yeah. We go really hard in December with beer miss going on.
Then family holidays, all that other shit. It just starts compiling.
There's just a lot, and I think my liver definitely enjoys the dry January for sure.
Wake up a little easier to get out of bed,
Yeah, I don't regret waking up Thursday mornings,
or
Tuesdays. Oh, buddy. But yeah. It is good to get other perspectives on that avenue. Yeah. Because like sometimes maybe you're out with your boys and you're drinking, but you got to go home. You got to sober up, but you still want to kind of keep drinking. Non-alcoholics do help with that, I will say.
Yeah. I'm going to try to keep it going a little bit further into the year. Obviously on Wednesdays we're going to have beers and things like that, but I'm going to try to not like I said, like you said, December is a wild month for us. November is a wild month. October, and it just starts piling up all of a sudden. But yeah, I want to kind of keep it the way it is now. Have a beer whenever I kind of want to have a beer, but that's it. Like, okay, 1 or 2. It's Sunday, watch football. Well, hell, I only got 2 more weeks of that, so it's not like I can sit around on my ass and do nothing all Sunday.
If we win on Sunday, I'm probably going to crack open a beer.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I want to be.
Why wouldn't you have a beer while you're watching the game?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Anyways, well, yeah, I've been enjoying it.
Trying to do better.
And I've enjoyed it, and I try to kind of keep it going. I'm telling you, it's helping me out a little bit where I'm just like, I'm just not as freaking exhausted.
Yep.
Quack.
What's going on, Chris? Thank you so much for joining. You caught us right there at the end, but you know what, guys? Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. As always, I'm Alan.
Quack. I'm Kimosabe.
We'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.
Quack, quack, quack.
You're not gonna